Since the weekend has just gone, and like many of you, I've been playing the Battlefield 6 beta. I was fortunate enough to get early access and play into the weekend when it went full open beta. I do want to say that Battlefield 6 seems amazing, but it has a few problems, and I want to outline them in today's video over my experience playing it on stream. I do want to kick off with some of the good points and then go into the bad, but what I'd like to say first is that the beta works out of the box. It's actually very well functioning. Apart from a few glitches like not being able to quit out of a match after it's ended, or a couple of friends not coming with me through the lobby into the game, but apart from that, that's really minor. All we had to simply do was back out and then load back into a game and they would come with us. I also want to say that the queue times were really quick. I'm so happy that DICE and EA, whoever made the servers, had enough places for everyone to be in. I'd have a queue of like 60,000 people, but all I had to do was wait like 3 minutes and I was into the game. I'd like to sort of comment on the weapons. On a good point is that the weapons, I like the fact that they individually level. There's none of this like cross-sharing attachments, no like, oh, I unlock this scope and then I can use it on this weapon. I really like it because it leaves you to like individually level weapons to make them good. I don't really like the whole fact of like you can swap stuff over. I like individual leveling, which is like what Battlefield 3 did. The movement of the beta feels like classic Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 like movement system, which I really like. I like the sort of clunky realism of it. Sometimes the aiming in can be a bit janky, but that can sort of be tweaked with your sensitivity adjustments. The fact is that the destruction is now on a player side of things and not on a server side is really good, considering in previous Battlefields where you'd see a building like this huge structure just like disintegrate in front of you, but then sometimes it would be really laggy or like really janky to look at, and it wouldn't be so impressive as they would show in the trailers. Whereas in this beta, everything that's just destroyed, like a house or anything, feels like it's there and it's happening in real time, which was a really good choice by the developers. What I really like about the class system is that I'm able to put any gun I want on any of the classes, so I'm not locked into using one particular weapon type. Some people might agree and disagree with that, because like in the previous Battlefields, it was kind of cool if you had the support class in Battlefield 3, you'd be using an LMG, or if you use an engineer, it was all SMGs and stuff. Like this is sort of like depending on your personal take, but I do like the fact that I can use any gun on any class, so that's a really good one. The perks as well with the classes in the game is like with the sniper rifle one. If you use a sniper and you get enough kills of it and level it up, it then becomes that a headshot is now a permadeath, so that teammate can no longer be revived, which I really like that change. I think that's really good. If you get like this sick cross the map snipe on somebody, then it leaves them permadead. Like, you know, a lot of times in Battlefield games, if you have one guy that actually decides to play medic, they'll just keep reviving that teammate. You end up shooting the same guy like 7 times, whereas now it's like once you hit that headshot and have that perk, they're dead, which is great. The SMGs in this game as well, keeping on the fact with like weapons, are really good in this game. Like the MP7, once you unlock that gun is an absolute demon. Like it has no recoil, it fires really quickly, it's just all around an amazing weapon. So yeah, SMGs have really been buffed in this game, as you can tell. Another point I want to outline as well, I know there isn't a lot of weapons in the beta, but I have a feeling with the ones that we are given in the beta that there's going to be a lot of variety of guns, which is like really core to a Battlefield game. I really like the fact in previous titles when they would release like a map pack DLC that it came with a bunch of weapons. If you remember the Close Quarters DLC from Battlefield 3, I would like to see more stuff like that, where like more guns get added in the future on top of already like the roster of weaponry that you have. Now on to like some of the bad points, and this is going to be like a part I rant a lot about, but there are some stuff that really grinds my fat on this. Like the maps in the beta are really something to lackluster, and I feel like it's not all like the aesthetic of the maps are great and I really like the locations. I just think like how things are set need to be changed a lot, and I'll get more into it as I go through my list of bad points, but I feel like a lot of it needs to change. I feel like it feels like you're narrowed into choke points where like there's not really a way to flank the enemy unless you get really lucky. I feel like the maps are very too long corridored, but then again, it's I feel like some changes are needed to have better cover for, like, the defending side, for example. Like, this moves on to my point with Breakthrough especially. Like, on Breakthrough, it's really frustrating if you're defending. If you go up against attackers, especially on that one map with all the hills, they can see right into your spawn on certain defense points, where it gets to the point where you can't even spawn out and run. You instantly get sniped or just choked as soon as you get in the game. I feel like this could be rectified with having some more cover within the spawn points, and then they get destroyed as soon as the attackers were to clear an objective. That's just a personal side though. Maybe they could move the spawn points around or do something and have some change with that. Along with the maps, I really don't like the borders of the maps. Like, you feel very squished in, even on Breakthrough or even on Conquest, especially with maps that have a lot of foliage and a lot of hills and rocks. Back in like Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3, you could go and climb like a mountain and go on there as a sniper, choke the enemy out. But in this, it feels like you're not really allowed to sort of free roam or climb anywhere. You're sort of confined, the literal edge of the map. I don't know, I would just like to see it extended a bit more to give players that option to do. Now, I'm going to move on to one of the points that probably will be the most controversial in the video, and that is the big lighthouses in this game. And I'm talking about the glints when you're sniping. I have always hated this mechanic in any game that utilizes it. I don't understand. In previous Battlefields and current games now, where the glint is so bright in this one, like you can see every sniper across the map, regardless of where you are. It really annoys me. I really hate the fact that games have now seen sniping as like a big target on your head. The whole point of sniping in video games is to be that ghillie in the mist, to be that guy that is like on a hill somewhere and you can't see him. And for me, sniping in this Battlefield and being a previous enjoyer of sniping in Battlefield overall, this one really, I just avoid that class altogether. I've tried different scopes on the sniper rifle to see if the glint was less, but nothing seems to work. It just, everybody sees where you are, and it takes the fun out of feeling like a proper sniper in Battlefield. There is a change that I discussed on my stream on like what would be a good idea to keep the glint, but also make it fair. I feel like if DICE were to implement a function where if you aim in with the sniper rifle, you have 5 seconds until the glint then pops up. I just feel like as soon as you're aiming down the sight, everybody can see you, and that's just not fair. I feel like if you were to just aim in, then after 5 seconds, the glint shows, and then everyone knows where you are. So it means you have to like not only see your target, but you also have enough time to snipe them without being spotted. Whereas if you just aim in constantly, then yeah, that's fair enough. In this game, it feels like to get a sniper kill, I have to be some sort of FaZe Clan trick shotter to instantly like hit somebody. I have like 0.2 seconds to kill somebody, or everybody turns their attention to me. And it's just a change I don't like. I've never liked it in any other game that has displayed glinting. I understand fully there has to be a glint. It has to be fair for the people that are getting sniped. They have to have a chance of like getting the sniper. But at the same time, for a person who likes sniping, it's just not fun. It's more frustrating than anything because I want to feel like this badass sniper, but I can't because of the damn glint. I've rambled on enough about this. I had a whole entire rant on my Twitch channel about this during the stream. But anyway, moving on. The weapons. The AR has no damage. The AR, like any of the assault rifles, feel like they do no damage. A lot, especially the M4A1, which is absolutely amazing, but it feels like it takes an entire mag to kill one person. And when the fact is the assault rifle class doesn't come with a lot of ammo in it anyway, you get about what 2 reloads off it, and then you're screwed for ammo. I know they have the shotgun paired with this class, and that's a whole another point I'm going to get onto in a minute, but I think the ARs really need to be buffed because I noticed with the ARs, it's depending on how far away the enemy is, depends on how much damage you do. And at that point, considering the recoil on the ARs as well are awful, despite adding attachments to it, you might as well just use an SMG. If we're being wholeheartedly honest, because it feels the exact same, but the SMGs do a lot more damage at a lot, like even at a medium range. So in my opinion, they need to buff the assault rifles. They need to decrease or at least make the recoil a lot more controllable if you have a bunch of attachments on it. Because it feels like a lot of the time, even with the foregrips, they don't really improve the recoil even at medium range, my sight is bouncing all over the place. The second class of guns I want to talk about are the LMGs. Now, I used to be a pro LMG user or a support class in Battlefield 3. The LMGs in this beta suck so much, and I understand from the point of view that they want LMG users to be like the suppressing fire to actually fire down the line and stop people peeking, but they don't do any damage. With the amount of recoil they have and the amount of like ergonomics that goes into these LMGs, they just don't do any damage. I don't feel like I'm really contributing towards my team by picking that class. The only reason you have that class is to provide ammo and also be a medic, but every time I've used that class, I don't even use an LMG, and I don't know, and that's really upsetting to hear, because in previous Battlefield titles, you could take like an LMG and customize it enough so that it would be really good to use. Whereas in this, it's the amount of damage, what's it, like 17 damage per bullet, if that, and they just don't feel good, and I don't like that. I really hope that they, if they are watching, that they take this and they buff them a lot more just to sort of balance them out a bit more. The last like gun or weapon rather that I want to go into that I have a gripe with is the RPGs. I don't like the fact with the RPGs that I need to directly hit a target in the forehead to kill them. I really want the RPGs to have more of an area of effect because they don't do any damage if you shoot them at players, and I know the whole intents and purposes of an RPG is to damage vehicles. However, these high explosive weaponry should do more damage to players. I'm not saying it should kill 5 people in like a 7-mile radius, but in previous Battlefields, if you hit an RPG quite close to somebody, it would do either significant damage or it would perish them. In this, they feel so weak that like if you see a cluster of enemies, your instinct is to shoot one of them at the enemy, but in this, it doesn't do anything. It's really a waste of using it against normal infantry, and I just wish that they will make a change where the RPGs have a bit more damage to them to make more of an impact during games. Because to go back on the point with the maps, if they want to have like these long corridor choke points, I think RPGs would be a really good addition to be using as an infantry instead of against heavy vehicles. The last point I want to talk about is probably a little bit more subjective, but a lot of streamers, I'm talking about big streamers, are saying that this game needs daily logins and a ranked mode. How the hell are you going to have a ranked mode in Battlefield? Are you going to have a ranked mode, 64 versus 64 players? Everybody's going to be bronze. Like, a ranked mode in this game, or in any Battlefield for that instance, like, just does not work. It really doesn't make any sense. People have got, like, jobs, school, and various other things going on. That a lot of reasons why people play Battlefield is because it's a game you can just hop into and have fun, not to play seriously. A lot of people who play Battlefield don't want that competitiveness. Like, they don't need a rank mode. The other one as well, with the daily login as well, goes back to my point of people have jobs and other things going on in their life. I don't want to have to purposely log on to the game just to claim a daily reward or claim like so many logins in a row to get a certain item. That just shouldn't be a thing. Battle Pass, that's fine. That makes sense. That is the new normal in the industry, and I'm fine with a Battle Pass if people want to give extra money to unlock certain things and cosmetics. But apart from that, it shouldn't have any daily login bonus, except for maybe like an XP buff or something. I don't know, but nothing too serious. Another thing as well is people talking about the fact that, that if Battlefield, I laugh at this, that Battlefield should have a battle royale. If you look at all previous games, or even look at Operation Firestorm, how well that did not go. It does not need a battle royale. Every video game that comes out does not need a battle royale mode. Battle royales have not technically done well for sort of games that aren't built around battle royales recently. So why would you like potentially kill your game with a battle royale? If I'm trusting the process of DICE, then they shouldn't implement this change at all. They should stay clear of the battle royale thing, because what they've got going on here is something good, and I hope they just take it back to basics and make Battlefield what Battlefield's supposed to be. Not a competitive shooter, not a daily login gacha, and a battle royale mode. Like, I trust DICE that they're not going to do this. I'm hoping that this weekend coming up that they're going to introduce a small patch with a few updates and balance changes, but overall this beta has been really good. Like, me and my friends have really enjoyed it. It just needs a lot of tweaking, and that's why I'm not going so hard on this, because this is a beta and the game doesn't come out till October, so they have a lot of time to change a lot of the things that are going on, and the beta is a good way of like taking feedback from the player base and implementing it, which is what I hope they do, because it seems like on this game, considering the downfall of 2042 2022, then I believe that DICE are listening to the players and actually going to implement these changes. So we can all hope that they listen to the fans and make this Battlefield game good. Because already, Battlefield Beta has more peak players than Black Ops 6 did. And that really says something and speaks volumes about the hype for this game. But either so, this is going to conclude like my thoughts and opinions on the beta. I really like the beta and I probably will be pre-ordering this. But anyway, the retrospective of Battlefield will be out soon. Those videos aren't going away. I just thought I'd make this quick video just to like get my thoughts and opinions out there, considering I spent a long time playing this on stream and off stream, but I'm absolutely having a blast with it, and I hope the next weekend is going to be the same. So anyway, take care guys. If you liked my opinion, what is your opinion? Do you agree with some of my points or do you disagree? But that's going to be it for me today. Like and subscribe, check out the streams, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Take care.